All right, Bob. Let's get to some weekend picks now. We have sort of like this mini lull in the fall season this week, and there's only one upcoming TV show that I'm really looking forward to, and that is Queer Eye 10-year reunion on Bravo on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, you have to explain. I
Did you
don't
ever
want to.
watch? Did you ever watch Queer Eye when it was on, Bob?
No, I didn't. I think I've only heard about it in passing, so give me the skinny.
Yeah, I somehow was in on it from the very beginning, which is kind of surprising considering how Mormon I was 10 years ago. Um, but the show is notable not so much for being a great piece of TV, though it certainly had its moments, but for being an important cultural touchstone in the normalization of gay people on TV, in my opinion. And it basically launched the Bravo TV brand as we know it. Although I don't think you're necessarily a big Bravo watcher in general.
No, not so much.
Anyway, it holds a special place in my heart, so I will definitely be watching. And it really makes the list because it's sort of a short week on on TV. Next week we got some good stuff coming though. But let's get to movies. I definitely have something to say there, but I'll let you start things off.
Yeah, we're all over the place with movies this month, or this week. Well, this month too, in some ways. I've got four that I have my eye on, and they're all sort of interesting
Whew.
to me for different reasons, and it's hard for me to narrow in on which direction I want to go. I almost want to flip a coin, but I need to coordinate with you to some degree. So here we go. First up, Escape Plan. So this is the Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Oh yeah.
uh, stuck in a prison. I don't even need to recap the plot. There's some convoluted reason why these two older action heroes need to coordinate breaking out of somewhere, and that's about all that you need to
Yeah, the
know.
premise is did you listen to the title?
Right, exactly. Not complicated, people. Um, I thought there was some witty banter that I saw coming out of the previews. I don't think it's going to do great. My skeptical hat is coming on more than my it's going to be awesome hat. But there's still a part of me that's like it could be really awesome. I want to wear that hat. Um, so maybe not the leading contender, but it's there if you want an action movie with classic stars. And if I don't see it this weekend, I'm probably going to see it on demand eventually, just because I have a soft spot for that kind of
I can't wait
trash.
for your mini review down the road.
It sounds like you've already like ruled it out. You're like, we're not. There's no way.
Well, I guess
Um,
we'll see. Never say never.
next up was the front runner for this week. Originally, when we recapped the fall lineup, and it may or may not be the front runner anymore. Dun dun dun. So this is the Fifth Estate. So this is the pseudo documentary about the WikiLeaks founder,
Well, it's sort of like Captain
Assange.
Phillips, based on a true story. Based on a true story, right?
Yeah, but maybe I've read too much about it, but I feel like Captain Phillips held to that formula much more religiously than this even. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be so quick to judge in that way. It's just getting a lot of negative buzz or controversial buzz in the sense that it focuses too much on. Okay, where am I even going with this? So Julian Assange, the real guy, wrote a letter to Benedict Cumberbatch, the guy who plays him, and there was like a bunch of drama going on, like because Julian Assange thinks it's a horrible movie and it's not accurate at all. But that's not surprising if it shows anything that he disagrees with when it shows his life and it's an unauthorized biopic.
Mhm.
And then some of the buzz I'm hearing is that it's too wishy-washy. It tries to do the like Hollywood, middle of the road, fair and balanced, don't take a stand. It's a complicated character, but not in a good way. So that has me a little concerned.
Yeah, I suspect it's sort of like Crash several years ago, that it sort of is there for Hollywood to pat itself on the back for being so enlightened.
Yeah, Crash is a good example, I think, because I remember Crash also, like, dare I say, sort of tricked me. Like, for a little while, I thought it was brilliant until I started realizing that, wait a second, something about this movie is very coincidentally structured such that I think it's brilliant because they want me to. Damn it! um, Anyway, so we'll have to talk as I go through a couple other movies and I see what else you have your eye on, because I'm not sure about this one anymore. I want to see it, but it feels like it's not as great as I was hoping it would be. But that's not fair, right? You should give these movies a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the moment of Benedict Cumberbatch, so maybe that's enough reason. I certainly not ruled out for me, but I've got my eye on another.
Okay, next up on my list is 12 Years a Slave. Have you heard about this one?
Yes, definitely. This is
Okay.
this is the one I'm waiting for. So feel free, go ahead.
Okay, so this falls into a little bit of the problem we had, and so far only maybe I have again, of the butler effect, for lack of a better way of phrasing it. And for those who don't remember, this feels like something you'd watch in history class on a slow day or on a Friday, and you'd be happy for it, but you're not sure if you want it to be your main movie for the week because it's like such a heavy drama with um, teaching you some things about civil rights and that sort of thing. That said, Chiwetel Ejiofor stars as the guy who's in a bad circumstance. This is based on a true story about a free man who ends up getting tricked into becoming a slave. That's as much as I'll say, I guess. And I love Chiwetel Ejiofor as an actor. I've seen him in tons of stuff. Love Actually, the main villain in Serenity, um, which is a great movie. Kinky Boots. I should have prepared my list, but I swear I've seen everything I've ever seen this guy in. He's a great, great actor. And then it's got a great supporting cast: Michael Fassbender, Brad Pitt, Paul Giamatti. It
Benedict
looks like a great
Cumberbatch.
movie. Yeah. Oh, does it have him in it too? Oh, you're right.
Well, he's in the preview. That's all I noticed. You don't see, when it's going through the list of everyone who's in it, it shows him, but he doesn't show up anywhere else in the preview.
Interesting. Yeah, but it's here in my notes. It's true. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is also in this movie. So this is also getting good buzz, but maybe in the Oscar bait Hollywood for your consideration sort of way, which also makes me. I feel like nobody can please me because I just went over saying how the other one didn't have good buzz, and I was like, so therefore I might not be interested. And this one has good buzz, and I'm making up reasons why that isn't a reason not to see it. What do you think about it?
Well, Bob, I actually share all your concerns, but 12 Years a Slave has probably got to be the one, I think. I mean, buzz is so strong. It seems like a ton of people are basically already giving it the Oscar for Best Picture. And
Wow.
unfortunately, like you, hype like that always makes me a little bit wary. So, ironically, even though it's supposed to be amazing, it does almost feel like it's veering into homework territory. Like you were saying, it might get the what's becoming a tradition here on Practically Culture, the homework pick of the week, huh? But
Yeah.
but I feel like with this much buzz, um, we should probably see it.
You know, I think you might be right. It's I don't know why we have such issues with like it started with Citizen Kane, maybe that's like the original homework movie, and then it like the 90s version of that is Schindler's List, and then
Yeah,
just
yeah.
movies where you're like exhausted after watching them, but you're supposed to like I mean, yeah, if this was my full-time job, then maybe I'd be happier about it, but
I mean, it's supposed to be a good movie, so there's always that to fall back on.
yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. So the fourth one on my list is Kill Your Darlings, which is Daniel Radcliffe starring as Allen Ginsberg,
mhm.
another biopic movie.
No.
Seems to have some potential.
Oh, the only
Yeah.
thing I was going to say is I usually call them
Oh, were you gonna
biopics.
a biopic? Oh, what am I saying? Oh, did I say? Yeah. Okay, biopic. Um, yeah, so it's set in 1944 in Columbia University. So it's kind of one of those. Um, A Beautiful Mind comes to mind, but that's not really
Mhm.
the point of this one. It's a poet, not a brilliant scientist. But when you see like people dressing up to go to the grocery store, it's like I don't know, somehow just the way people lived back then, or at least the perception of how they lived, where everything was official, and you left the house never in your jeans. um, I don't know. Sometimes I like period pieces like that. This one, we'll see. But it seems pretty far down on the list now that we've talked about four
Yeah, for
movies.
me, Kill Your Darlings sort of seems like one of those movies I'd probably enjoy just fine if I saw it, but if I had never heard of it or never knew it existed, that wouldn't be a problem for me either. And it never crossed my
Mm,
path.
right, right. All right, so it seems like we're reluctantly saying 12 Years a Slave is the pick. Of course, it's a limited release, so that might mean I have to go to San Francisco for it. We'll see, but we'll figure it
Oh,
out.
is it limited release? I thought it didn't pop as limited for me. Yeah, so check it out. We can see another one, or I might see it alone, or maybe we'll see it when it's wide release. So I guess we'll hold off on making that final, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, stay tuned.
It's TV, it's movies, it's practically culture. Go forth and watch.